Good morning. We're with meet your Wiregrass neighbor here down at Shopaholic with Miss Debbie. I've got to have the usual grilling questions here to find out all secrets and stuff. And at the end, she's going to give her last words, social, and passwords, and all that type stuff too. So y'all stay
wait
tuned
for that, okay?
Stay tuned to the end. Okay. All right. Well, first of all, thank you for letting me come down this morning. Early morning, so beating the traffic down here.
Yeah.
What inspired or led you to your current career as a shopaholic?
Well, depression.
Okay.
To be honest, I'm just going to be honest. See, you wanted some information.
That's
You're
right.
getting it.
Dark
no,
secrets.
this dream was born out of. I lost my husband. I retired, and things just were hard to get up in the morning. You wonder who you are anymore because you have these identities, and all those had kind of been taken. So I woke up one morning and had been volunteering down here to do some work at the time, and was noticing all these cool entrepreneurs downtown. And I came down, and there was a for rent sign in this building, and I called the owner and said, could I see it? And then he said yes. He came down. I said, I'll take it. And then I called my two best friends and said, I just rented a building downtown. They said, where are you? Stay where you are. We'll be right there. They were very worried. And I wrote my business plan on a napkin at Milky Moo's, and today, Shopaholic.
Okay, so we get to blame Lisa over at Milky Moo's.
Yes, indeed.
Yes, if it falls apart, it's because it's her napkin.
I know,
right?
but this time we thank her.
Okay, so if you weren't doing this, what would you be doing? Besides sitting in the house.
Oh, Travis, your questions are so good, but they're so thought-provoking. I don't ever think about it. I don't know what I'd be doing, because this is like my third, fourth, fifth career. Mm-hmm. So I've had a full life doing many, many things, and I think probably when this ends, I'll do some travel, and I'll just kind of go talk to people, which is what I love to do.
Well, tell how long have you lived or worked? Well, you've worked here, you said, a few years. Mm-hmm. As far as this, so how long have you lived in the Wiregrass?
We came back here 14 years ago, 15 years ago, something like that, to get some health care for Paul and to let him rest up. And and he passed and I stayed. So I've been here about 15 years now. Okay. We were here twice before, because he was military, so, we come and recycle through Rucker a lot.
Yeah, love the Rucker.
And, yeah.
Always coming back.
And this last time, it was something, when he passed, this city just embraced me. And I felt very supported. And I decided to stay, and hence do something different.
So I know, having been downtown before, you meet a lot of very interesting people. Mm-hmm. So who's the most interesting person in Coffee County you've met?
In Coffee County?
Well, in Wiregrass.
In the Wiregrass? I have to go back to Dr. Frank Thompson, who was the economic development coordinator here, or economic development person for many, many years. Okay. And when I worked at Rucker, I worked with him, and I chaired the Workforce Development Committee for the Chamber for 10 years. Mm-hmm. And he worked with me that entire time and helped me get funds through grants, and he did a lot of other things. And when I met him, I thought he was a very interesting person, very introspective, but smart. And we have maintained our friendship for all this time. In fact, I taught at Troy many years, in Dothan at the college when it was under that mall area there in Dothan. I did CEU classes for HR. And then he got me back into Troy about 5 years ago to do retail management and some other things. And he's just probably the most interesting man with a heart that just won't stop.
So what were your childhood dreams about what you would be doing, and some of your favorite childhood memories?
Oh, we can skip all that. Oh. I don't know. I used to have a globe in my room, and I would turn it and put my finger on it, and I would think, ooh, wherever it landed, I thought, wonder what they're doing right now. Yeah. Little did I know I would live in Europe for many, many years and, travel around and stuff. So dreams are what, I don't know, dreams are funny. I go with the flow, and if something leads me somewhere, then I go do it. So I don't know that it's all set in stone for me as dreams come about.
Okay. Well, that leads into what's on your bucket list after you, obviously, do this a few more years, sell it,
I hate
retire,
bucket
make
list.
big bucks. You've already
so
mentioned you might
final.
want to travel if you are doing this.
by the time you get to make a bucket list, you can't go anywhere because you can't get out of your house. So it's kind of crazy. You know, I think a bucket list for me would be something that I love to do, which is I want to get with all my friends that are scattered out over the United States. I would love to come to a location and all of us come together and spend a weekend together and catch up and laugh and do whatever. That would be a great bucket list for me, to get everybody together that I love so much.
All right. Speaking of everybody, if anybody, not in your family though, past or present, living or dead, anybody in the world, history, who would you want to have lunch with, and where locally would you go to eat?
Oh my gosh. Okay, this one is kind of interesting. Nobody will even get this, but you asked me, I'm going to tell you. I'm a fan of the Gilmore Girls. It's a show on TV that's been on for years, and I've watched that series 10 times. The Lorelai, who's in that's the mother. Her name is Lauren Grantham. I followed that show and loved it. I'm a thing about rhythm in the voice and how people talk and deliver, you know, their speech. And I was fascinated by her, and I started reading about her, and I read some of her books. And it turns out she's really fascinating. And I would give anything to sit down and have lunch with her and ask her all the questions about how she got in the business and how rejection was played out and all those things that in life we just get hit with sometimes. So that would be my person. As far as where I would eat in the Wiregrass area,
where would you take her to eat?
Where would I take her to eat? You know, I'd probably take her to Milky Moo's because it's representative of our area so much, and Lisa's been here forever, and she is a staple for the community. And I think I'd take her over there and have something to eat and eat some homemade ice cream.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
If you got that, Lauren, just call me, okay?
Okay. What changes would you like to see in the Wiregrass, and do you see? Yeah, I know there are already things in going on right now. City of Progress is really doing a lot right now. City Council has been great, and Jonathan told us all those people just really put in high gear. So what other changes do you see coming, and what would you like to see coming, not only in Enterprise, but in the Wiregrass?
Okay. We are so blessed. I mean, I just know that people don't get it sometimes. We're just so blessed here. People have worked so hard to make this city what it is today, and there is a lot coming. So I would say that what I'd hope that we would do is probably not about painting a building, but it's about continuing to come together as a whole, as a team, and put our differences aside at times and work together, because that's where I've seen the biggest rate of growth. When we get in those spurts where everybody was on the same music and everybody had the same thoughts, and the end result was good, and everybody's egos and power was out of the way, and we just moved forward. I know that sounds so silly, but it's true. And then you watch this huge spurt of things happening, and it's miraculous, you know? And so my dream for us would be to continue to do that and to continue to be open-minded and think out of the box, and I think we're doing a lot of that right now. And I look so forward to seeing what it holds.
Okay, great. What's something about you that nobody knows that we can blackmail you with?
Oh, there's no blackmail, I can assure you. And if there was, you wouldn't get it on this tape. I've lived many years. There's probably lots to blackmail me. Some things that people don't know. Oh, I don't know. Well, I think I teach a class on anthropomorphism at college at Troy.
And half the courses learn how to spell the word.
Yeah, saying it is even tough. It makes me sound really smart, but it's really not. It's really not. And it came about because of the moose, the Christmas moose.
Okay.
Dr. Frank Thompson is writing some possible curriculum for teaching this sort of thing. And all it really means is that we take an object or something not human, and we put a life on it. We lay a life on it, and we make it real to people. And that's what we did with the Christmas moose here that a lot of people are familiar with, that we've been doing for so many years. And having that in my life has been such a blessing. And I think, you know, that to be able to go and talk about it with people, it's kind of like what Disney does in their products, you know, how they made everything alive. And the moose have definitely come alive. And, you know, we have them in every state in the Union and over in Europe and everything. So I guess people might not know I do that. And then I go to Troy and do classes with like that in retail management and in anthropomorphism. Yeah, we always get tickled. But anyway, yeah.
Okay. All right. Before we wrap up, quick plug for your shop here.
Oh.
Tell us when, hours, any kind of special discounts, sales
Okay.
going on,
All
stuff
right.
like that.
We're located at 110 South Main Street in beautiful downtown Enterprise. And we are open.
Right next to the boll weevil.
Yeah, and next to the Ross, next to the boat wheel, yeah. And we're open 10 to 5, Tuesday through Saturday. We'll stay late if you need to shop late for gifts, and you just call and I stay. We are a huge retailer for a lot of our real estate agents and stuff we do their closing gifts, and we have a lot. We just pack them up, get them ready, they pick them up, or we deliver them to the office where the closing's being held. And about 62% of our business comes from tourists and out-of-town people. So we have a lot of traffic. This is a small town with big heart and great culture, and they show up here. And it's just the most fascinating thing I've ever seen in my life to talk to people from all over the United States and the world. And luckily, my German is still there a little bit. And when the Germans come in, we can talk German a little bit. But it is truly one of the most magnificent things. It feeds my soul. It gives me life. And a quick example is the second year we were open, and this happens all the time, there were 2 ladies in here, and they were just laughing and having so much fun right after somebody broke out into a jitterbug on the main floor here because the music was playing. A couple that was 82 years old, they're jitterbugging. People are sitting, they're going around like clapping. But anyway, these 2 ladies were in their 50s, and they had just found each other. They were sisters. And they had found each other that week, and they were spending the week here, and they were just walking around and eating and drinking, and we all cried. And they left, and I thought, oh, God, that's what this is all. This store was built on the fact that you wanted people to feel better when they left than when they came in, or that there would be an exchange of joy somewhere along the way, because that's what I needed, and that's what it still is today. So, thank you.
Okay, great. Thank you, Miss Debbie, with Meet Your Wiregrass Neighbors. And that's a wrap.